So last week, I asked Annabel 10 personal questions. Well, some of them personal, other, what's your favorite color? So today, she's turning the tables around and asking me 10 questions of her own. I don't know what she's going to ask me. I prepared her a little bit, but she has not prepared me. I don't know if she's going to ask me the same questions, different questions, but as I drive, I don't know if I'll be crying, sobbing, laughing, because these are 10 questions for Bill Butler. Let's see what she asked me now.
Number one. What's
Number
your
one?
favorite? Yeah.
Okay, this is question number one. What is it?
What's your favorite music?
My favorite music? Well, my favorite musician that I listen to all the time, especially if no one's home, is Bob Dylan. I listen to him constantly, like him, like all his stuff, switch, have everything he's ever put out, plus many things he did not put out, all that stuff. Well, wait, I did not buy his last bootleg series album, which is probably $100 that I better spend someday. Also, Miles Davis. I could talk about music forever, so that question could take all 10 questions. But yeah. Miles Davis, number 2. Then John Fahey, Jane Siberry, a different type of music. All different kinds of things. Okay, I'm ready for question number 2.
How old are you when you're virgin? Hey, not the virgin.
I was old. I didn't lose my virginity. This is really personal. Some of my patients are to see this. I was old. Like 19, 20, I think. 20 maybe, 19. I was already like starting college, in my college. But I would say at least 20 years old. I don't know for sure exact age, but it was older than the average person my age. I was so innocent in high school. I got a lot of stories about how innocent and how I could have lost my virginity earlier, but I was too dumb to know that was what was up. Okay.
But you have tickle.
Where do I'm not the most ticklish person. I think I used to tickle on my stomach and my feet. But sometimes there still, but not a lot. So the answer really is I'm not that ticklish anymore. It seems like I'm so fat now, and you always think fat gets more ticklish, but
yeah.
But no, I'm not a ticklish person. Sorry, I know you want to tickle me.
For your sibling, who's your favorite?
Oh, that's a cruel question. Who's my favorite?
Favorite or you like it? Close.
Okay, close. Well, growing up, it was Laura. She was the closest growing up in age, and we did everything together. You know, so, and she would have done anything for me. She still is that way. So, Laura. Now, lately, Mary's been the one who we've talked with and are closest in a lot of ways now, which is unusual because she was not the closest growing up. But Laura, you know, traditionally was the one closest in age. Now, I think we're going to have to re-record this because there's a baby crying through the middle of this one.
What's your nickname?
What's my nickname?
What's your name? What is your name?
Well, my real name is William. So Bill is, I guess, technically my nickname. When I was real young, some of my sisters called me Billy. And I have one sister who is still, when I talk with her, or a couple sisters who will call me Billy still, the older ones. But I guess my nickname's Bill. Actually, and when I have some people, I say my name's William. So that always sounds different, but every once in a while I think about switching back to William. And I've had some people who do not know Bill is a nickname for William. Like for my job, they were looking for William Butler, and they only could find a Bill Butler in the phone book or in the list of therapists. So Bill is a nickname for William. William's my name. How about you start calling me William now?
William.
William, yes. Well, you don't even call me Bill, you call me my love. So I guess my love is my nickname.
What's your favorite food? You are kid. You was kid.
Oh, that one's easy. As a kid, my dad did not like Italian food, and so we never really got pizza or spaghetti unless it was like Chef Boyardee spaghetti. And so anytime I could get pizza or spaghetti, it was the greatest. I loved having spaghetti and pizza. And if I went to Tim Fedewa's house, and maybe his dad, I think it was sometimes his mom, they would take us to a sit-down Little Caesars. Now, the Little Caesars nowadays, not that good, but there was a sit-down Little Caesars in my hometown, and there was another one where the breadsticks, you could go get breadsticks, but I liked going to Tim Fedewa's, because they would take me sometimes to get pizza. Yum, yum, yum. Thanks, Tim. Mrs. Fedewa.
What's your hobby?
My hobby?
Yeah.
Well, I like to edit my YouTube videos. I got a lot of hobbies. Baseball cards. I look through my old baseball cards, so I haven't really done that in years and years, but I've been looking through them again. They're fun. Watching baseball, reading. Just started playing on the PS4, but I don't know if I'd call that a hobby because it's so new and I'm so bad at it.
Yeah.
Years ago I used to kayak, but that's been 20 years. I think those are my hobbies. What other hobbies? I'm not doing my main hobbies because
I could play.
Yeah, that's actually my.
It's your number one. Right?
Number one, I listen
right
to
now.
music and play records and clean records and like records and record players and music.
Who you close, your mom or dad?
Growing up, definitely my mom. I feel, very close to both of them. But my dad, traditional family, worked and was gone most of the day, and my mom was home. So I got a lot more time with my mom than my dad. And so closer to my mom in a lot of ways, but then my dad was... There's a lot he inspired us because of what he did and what kind of person he was. And so while I spent a lot more time with my mom, my dad also inspired us in ways my mom didn't, just in his... That's my baby. Just all he did for us, too. They were very, very good parents. Purple. That's real. I love purple.
Only one?
Well, I like blues and other colors, but my favorite is purple. Yeah.
Purple.
Purple.
First time you met me, what do you expect?
What did I expect?
Yeah.
Well, by the time I met you, I had met you many times online, had talked with you, so you were what I expected. I mean, I knew what you looked like, I knew how you sounded, and that sort of thing. It took me a while to understand how much English you did not understand. Because talking online, you had ways of figuring out what I said.
Translate Google.
Yes, exactly. And so I think that was unexpected. I knew there was language issues, but I think they were more severe than when we were talking for a year online. Because, Google Translate and things like that helped you talk with me in ways.
And the next question. You think I'm your first and last for your life?
You are for the rest of my life, definitely. Definitely. I want to be with you forever. Forevermore, as you say.
More, always.
More. Yeah, always. Yes, definitely want to be with you.
If you want to travel everywhere, which the place, country, or I don't know, that you wanted to go, like you never forgot?
Oh. Well, I've always wanted to see Greece, so I want to see more of, or go to Greece for the first time. Philippines, even though you're from there and I've been there several times now, there's a lot of the country we haven't seen, so I'd like to see more of the Philippines. I love to travel, so really anywhere in the world. I would love Europe, Ireland would be a great country to go to, with my grandfather being from Ireland. So all over the world, but Greece and the Philippines, Japan. I'd like to see Japan. We've been to the airport there, but not really seen Japan. I'd like to see there.
Who you first crush?
My first crush. I remember in when I was real young, there was a little Filipino girl. You know who you are if you're watching this, Suzanne, who I thought was the cutest thing in grade school. So I was probably, I don't know, I can't remember what year she came to our school, maybe 3rd grade or something. And the only reason I mentioned Filipino is because you're Filipino.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it at the time as being anything different. But now I find it interesting that my first crush is Filipino. I'm married to someone Filipino.
Yeah.
And she's married to a redhead.
Yeah. What the movie that you're crying?
I cry easily at movies. So if there's any dying or dogs dying, people crying. I remember after my parents died, went to some movies where, I didn't know that was going to be part of the theme, but the parents are dying and missing, and I cry. I cry easily. I'm a big crier.
The first time you meet my family, what's your reaction? And what you feel it?
My feeling. Well, part of your family, like Raven and Alondra and Andrew and Adrian, were all really nice. They didn't speak a lot of the language, but they were really nice and happy. Your mom was real nice. But of course, your dad stood out as being stoic. I don't know if you know that word. Stoic is that stone face and no expression.
Expression, like
on his face.
It's hard to be smile or serious.
Yeah, so that took a little time to get to know him. I was nervous about my age compared to your age and their age being different, but that didn't seem to be a big issue, really, as far as our conversations and what they were thinking or saying to me. So it went pretty well.
What Filipino food do you like it? Like favorite or something?
Oh, let's see. Filipino foods. I'm always having trouble with the names. The noodles, pancit. I eat pancit. The egg roll type things. Lumpia, of course. I think everyone loves the lumpia. The lumpia is really, really good. So that would be probably the easiest starting point. So lumpia, pancit. Now I don't know if it's Filipino, but you make that chicken curry. That's really good. Yeah. Is that considered Filipino or is that just
Filipino?
It is Filipino. Okay. And those are my favorites. Can you think of any that I like?
I think like what you said is that you like it.
Those are my
Filipino
main ones
food.
that when I'm at a party that I'll go for.
Yeah, because the other Filipino food, like, yeah, you try it, but not like this. I want to eat again, like that.
Yeah.
So, like what you tell right now is like this you want. To
That's
eat.
I can see which one. And then what's the dessert? The flan.
Leche plan.
Leche plan. That's everywhere, but that's good.
Yeah,
I don't.
you like leche plan, and you like what the one?
When we made the pig, I like that too.
Lechon.
Lechon. When we had
lechon.
we cooked a pig when we were in the Philippines.
Pork, yeah.
I had never had the pig skin, and
Pig skin.
I was surprised at how good that was. Yeah.
And I think what the dessert that you eat, cassava cake. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cassava
yeah,
cake,
desserts are pretty easy.
Like
I
a dessert is you like.
They're easy. The sticky rice I liked. Yeah, and I even liked the yellow part of the balut. It was good. It tasted good.
Yeah.
I might have it again.
Who are some people you only meet once but they left a big impression on you?
People I only met once, but I still remember them. Let's see. I met some famous people over the years that I only met for like short periods of time. Maybe I met them like I met an old baseball player named Wally Moses. Great ball player in the 40s, I think he played, and even won the batting title one year. And when I was a little kid, he was staying at the same hotel as I was, and stayed at the pool with his grandkids and me. And I got to talk baseball with him for like the whole week. And that's just how nice he was, how good he was. That was a real big thing for me. Other people I've just met once besides him. Anthony Kiedis, I met him a few times in Grand Rapids. And he was very interesting in how this is when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were a young band. And he talked about how big they were going to be. And he was, crazy as could be in some ways, but he was very determined. He knew how big they were going to be, and a few years later, they got huge, and the big famous band now.
What's something you were really stressed about? It's turned out to be no big deal.
I've noticed throughout my life that we get stressed about big things that are big at the moment, and then we forget all about them when they're done. Like throughout grade school, tests or homework, you stress, and then it's over. I think everything in life is like that. You stress about it, and then it's over, and you go, oh, I can make it through this. For most things, obviously there's terrible things that happen to people, but everything from, when we have for work our autism walks, I get all stressed, or when I'm on TV, I get real stressed about being interviewed, and then it's over, and no big deal, and hardly anyone really ever sees them anyways. So it's, if you can just kind of go, nope, once it's over, it's not a big deal.
Who are some people you only meet once?
You already asked.
I say that right?
And I meant so much to you that you forgot that you even asked. You listened to my answers.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What story from your life will tell you? I know. Ulit that.
Love them.
What story from your life will you tell your children about?
What story about my life?
Yeah, what story from your life will you tell your children about?
I think I'll tell Liliana about my father, because she's never met my father because he passed away, and stories about how he would write and read books, and he'd get articles published in Saturday Evening Post and the New Yorker, and to always read and write and value learning new things.
Ooh. And then you're your sister and your father.
Yeah, my sister and my father.
Is that?
That's here.
Okay, Daddy's gonna talk now.
Who is your favorite author?
Probably Kurt Vonnegut. It's been a while since I read one of his books because I read most of the big ones, but Kurt Vonnegut would be my favorite author. There's others too I love, but I think if I narrow it down to one, Kurt Vonnegut.
When you are daydreaming, what do you dream about?
When I'm daydreaming,
When you are daydreaming, what do you dream about?
I don't know. I guess us going places and doing things together, being in the Philippines, going to like some faraway place in the Philippines and have some time alone. And lately, since we have a baby, just some time where my wife and I are together. No babies.
If you're retired, where you plan to your
To live?
to live Philippines or here?
Right now, the plan is to live in the United States and visit the Philippines. So I think that's what we'll probably end up doing. I wouldn't mind having a place in the Philippines too, though. That would be cool.
Philippines?
Yeah, but I would say we'd probably still live here. But who knows? Life is an adventure, so I would, if some opportunity arose where we could go somewhere, I would do it.
How many kids you want?
We have the perfect amount. We have two kids. And how many do you want?
3.
3. Uh-oh. Oh, she wants another. And then after 3, 4.
But I hope it's,
After 4, 5.
Only like 3.
Only like 3.
But I hope the last is boy.
Oh, because we have 2 girls, you want a boy now.
Yeah, I hope. I don't know.
And as I've always said, any gender, just either. So if we have another baby and it's a girl, oh no. She's a heavy sigh on that.
No comment.